Hello. I'm going to start with some good news. We got a good rain, it's been a couple of years where we're always told we're going to get 85, whatever, 90% rain. We get a few little showers, but we got actually a good rain. So the mountain got a drink, much needed drink. So that is hopeful. But what I really want to get into is, this horrendous slaughter of Palestinians. It's continuing as I speak. The starvation, the deprivation. Um, it's it's totally evil. And I suppose you could describe evil as the absence of good. There's been a question, and did God create evil? And the answer is no, God did not create evil. But when people do not believe in a loving God, evil is the result. So, the Zionists are serving a false God. Um, yeah, it's a biblical God. It's a genocidal God. It's a revengeful God. It's a destructive God, and it's false. It doesn't exist. It's an evil belief system in the absence of the true God, the loving God. It it's madness. There's no other way of describing it. It's madness, and it's so important that it get stopped, because if it doesn't, we're all going to get destroyed. If you take all the militarism that results, not only in Gaza, but in Ukraine, and all of those bombs and missiles and fighter aircrafts and all those weapons of war, they have consequences beyond just murdering people. They they're incredibly destructive to the environment. They're I mean, when are the Americans going to connect the dots? In the last day or so, there's been 32 really powerful tornadoes in the States, very, very destructive. Um, and in a way, it's a direct result of uh, genocide Joe Biden arming the Zionists, and the Americans are paying. You know, a government thinks that they have power because they have weapons, but there is no power there when it comes to nature. They can't stop the resulting tornadoes. They can't stop um, the wildfires. They can't stop the floods, the droughts, the hurricanes, and these as the insanity of war continues, these results escalate, and it's because of this, I don't know, cockamamie, crazy belief system, believed by Zionists and, I might add, Christians, where you know the Israelis somehow believe that if they have to rebuild this temple and sacrifice these red heifers to be cleansed, so that and the priests can be cleansed to enter the temple with this blood. And this, the bloodshed of the innocents in Palestine and Ukraine is it's a sacrificial offering on the altar of this false god. It's it's unbelievable that people actually believe that, if the temple is rebuilt, the Christians are the end of the world is going to come, which apparently they're looking for it, they want it. And, Jesus is going to return and he's going to take up the believers into the air, and then they're going to come down to the earth and rule for 1,000 years. Well, at the rate things are going, I don't think the earth will be livable, for one thing. And it's a false belief. It's a nutty belief. It's a cuckoo. It's I term it mental illness. And people say, well, it's true because it's written in the Bible. Well, yeah, well, okay. I mean, it's written in the Bible, so it's true. Yeah. Well, that's not rational. That's not reasonable. That's a cockamamie false hope. Um, the the real God isn't promoting that stuff. The real God is essentially telling us to be good human beings and look after our lives and the lives of our neighbors and our homes. And look after our planet. I personally don't want the world to end. I think it's a beautiful world without the monsters wrecking it, without the insane destroying it, and at least in the state, like what's happened to society when you have a couple of somewhat senile old men running for president. The, one's a Zionist, militarist, genocidal kook, and the other one's somewhat that way too, plus a liar and a whoremonger and all these other things. So neither of them have what is recognized as godly, and that is the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, long suffering, to name a few. So here we are. I mean, the students in the States are trying to stop it. And good Israelis are trying to stop it. But if we don't stop it, we're all done. We're all going to pay. It's that serious. And I don't like having to say these things. I mean, I'd rather just say, hey, have a nice day and enjoy your life. But how do you enjoy your life when it's all over the screen, all this slaughter and starvation and deprivation and injury and destruction? How do you enjoy your life as if it's not happening? And a lot of people do attempt that. But it appears to take more and more drugs and booze and everything else and distractions to keep keep going under these circumstances. We're all affected. It doesn't matter whether I live in the Kootenays rather than Gaza. I'm affected. I mean, I'm grateful to live in the Kootenays. I live in a community that is, I would say, very loving. I mean, it's good. Beautiful, beautiful programs for children and good food and everything, but it's all under threat by the loony bins, by the people believing in a false god, by the people, their egos, their greed. The mainstream media is not covering it like it should. I mean, it's all over YouTube. Al Jazeera, Democracy Now, they're very good coverage and accurate coverage. So, you know, if you're not aware, become aware. And if you believe in prayer, and that's somewhat all we have at this point, other than, you know, going and trying to stop it, I don't know how. Do that. Pray and hope for a good world and a good life, and act accordingly. So that's my Sunday message. I'm quite somewhat disappointed in the churches because they don't even mention this nightmare that's going on. They act as if it's not going on, and many of them are pro-Israel. So it's not good at all. Anyway, this is my take, my effort, and you know, have a nice day.